Hey, what's up everybody? This is Zach with Car Talk with Zach, and I want to show you, even though it's kind of cold, wet, and windy today in Lawrence, Kansas, I want to show you this 2018 BMW M550i with the xDrive. We took this in at Lear Noller, and I had to get my hands on it. I knew as soon as I saw it, because this is a really special car, you know, based on the 5 Series BMW, and then throwing some in-performance stuff at it. What is it capable of? You know, how good is this car? And I really wanted to get my hands on it and find out just that. So again, this is a 2018 BMW M550i with the xDrive. Now, all of these M550i's do have the xDrive. That's how you get them. They're all all-wheel drive. This one's pretty well optioned, I will say, but an overall just incredible car. This has a twin turbocharged 4.4 liter V8, putting out 456 horsepower, 480 pound-feet of torque, and peak torque is available at just 1800 RPM. So this thing is a monster. It really is quite an incredible car. So I really like the design, the in-performance design. You know, you've got this really aggressive front air dam. You've got carbon black trim, black wheels, carbon fiber mirror caps here. Also, coming around the back of the car, there's a carbon fiber little lip spoiler. The rear air dam is all blacked out. Twin exhausts. Everything, you know, screams very performance on the M550i. So yeah, it's cold out here, so let's jump in the car, see what it's about inside. Obviously it does have keyless go. This is a luxury car first and a performance car second, so you can leave your key in the pocket. Illuminated door sills for the M550i. Kind of crawl in here. You know, inside it's pretty standard issue BMW 5 Series. Everything's nice and well appointed, heated and heated seats, heated steering wheel, nice iDrive infotainment center. I think it looks good. You can't tell right now, but really nice ambient lighting going all the way around. Turning around, you can kind of see behind me. I mean, you know, it's a mid-size luxury sedan. Got the moonroof there above, but all in all, it's a nice place to be inside. Plenty of room for the family, and the big question is, how big of smiles are your kids gonna have when you when you launch this thing? I should have done that with my kids this weekend. I did have it. We were just so busy. But enough about the car. Let's mount the GoPro on the moonroof here, and we'll take you for a little drive and show you what this thing's all about. Okay, here we are back in the M550i. I'll go ahead and put my foot on the brake, push the start button, and let it run. So there are 3 driving modes here. They're adaptive driving modes, so obviously, like a lot of cars these days, you put it in one mode or the other, the car is going to calibrate itself to whatever driving mode you want to be in. Eco Pro, Comfort, and Sport. You know where I'm going. Sport Plus. You can see it come on the screen there. And I have found to have the most fun with this car to take the traction control off. The reason is the all-wheel drive system and the anti-slip systems and all the systems that are in this car tend to interfere with the fun factor. Also, it sounds better in sport mode. Again, 4.4 liter twin turbocharged V8, 456 horsepower, 480 pound-feet of torque, and peak torque is available at 1800 RPM. That is super low in the rev range, and man, God, it does pull for days. This car is basically an M5. I mean, this car was made to bridge the gap between the 540i and the M5 and BMW's 5 Series lineup. But because this car is lighter and has more traction with the all-wheel drive than the M5, it's faster, it's quicker to 60 at least than the M5. This car will do 0 to 60 in high threes. BMW says 3.7. Car and Track got 3.6 seconds, 0 to 60, and a BMW luxury car. It's incredible. It's an incredible engine. You know, BMW's known for their all-wheel drive system. It's an incredible all-wheel drive system. Tons of traction. Even today, it's been kind of misty and rainy. Hasn't been a great day for getting out and getting everything in the car. But it still finds a way to put down incredible power, serious power in this M550i. You know, comfort-wise, I'm sitting again in heated seats. I've got a heated steering wheel. This is a 550i specific M Sport wheel. It's nice and thick. There's a lot of M Performance things on this car that you can only get on the 550i. The suspension is tuned for this car. The brakes are tuned for this car. This engine is tuned for this car. Everything is specific for the M550i. You've got paddle shifters here behind the steering wheel that are going to move with the wheel. You know, I have used them a little over the last couple of days, but I don't need to. I mean, these transmissions these days are getting better and better and better. So you can shift it if you're into that, but the car's doing it for you in a better way. So in Sport Plus mode here, which we're in now, it's going to hold my gears a little longer. The brake and pedal feel are more deliberate. Brake and accelerated pedal feel are more deliberate. The steering is much heavier, as opposed to, you know, being in comfort mode, the default mode, where everything's just a little more light and easygoing. In sport mode, everything's in your face. The gears are shifting harder, they're shifting faster, but they're holding longer. It's an extremely aggressive sport mode. You know, I've been behind the wheel of a lot of cars. BMW sport mode is highly aggressive. And this car will let you have a little fun too, which is nice. Even when you turn traction control off on some cars, it'll keep you out of trouble. But in this one, you can see it letting you come around a little bit. I don't know if you can hear, but downshifts are rev matched like a proper sports car. It is good. So I'm going to do kind of a hard launch here. Again, it's kind of wet, you can see that, but it's going to come to a stop and hit it. And I will say, from a dead stop, and I'm not brake boosting or anything, it takes a second to take off. You know, I would like to see this. I'd like to see it launch from outside the car, because I suspect there's quite a bit of wheel spin given the conditions, but it takes a second. But boy, man, that second gear pulls. You know, I'm 70 miles an hour, 80. The power is definitely there. It definitely is there. I'm going to shift down a little bit so it'll be a little quieter. Yeah, a lot of power. This thing is an angry car. Very capable to get in and out of traffic. It's wanting to downshift. wouldn't call it, it's not hunting for a gear, but you know, if you lean into it a little bit, it'll downshift to give you that proper gear. And listen to it downshift. Here we go. You hear that rev match as it's downshifting. Oh, it sounds so good. There is a little gurgle in the exhaust. It does sound good. I'll shoot a little clip of the exhaust here in a minute, but it does sound really good. The exhaust is being kind of artificially pumped inside of the cabin. It doesn't bother me. I think I like the way it sounds when it comes through the audio. I think you can turn that off in the settings of some of these cars, but when you buy a car like this, don't you want to hear it? I do. But yeah, I mean, the rest of the car feels very solid. It's a comfortable car. The bolstering in these seats is outrageous. So I'm feeling very supported. I'm driving, in kind of a spirited fashion, and I'm being held in my spot. There's a heads-up display here that shows me the speed limit as well as my speed, and I'm going to tell you, it's a good thing that's there, because this car just simply wants to go. It's nice to have that. Nice to have that reminder that you are exceeding the speed limit. The car just more than almost any other car I can think of that I've driven, more than a GT350 or the Mach 1 Mustang. This car wants to be released. It wants to go, and it doesn't take much. And it's just, man, you are just clicking away at the speedometer. Anyway, the infotainment system here is really quintessential BMW. You can touch the screen. You also have this iDrive dial here, and it works. I think it annoys some people. I used to hate the old BMW iDrive, but I've kind of gotten used to it. The gauge cluster is a mix of analog and digital, and it changes colors depending on what mode you're in. I love, though, it always says M550i right here in the center of the screen, so you know what you're driving. There's ambient lighting throughout, which you can see at night. Yeah, I mean, overall, it's a really, really strong, capable vehicle. I've complained a lot in the last couple of years about just BMW's design. I think while this car is extremely aggressive in how it drives, it doesn't, it does have some aggressive hues, but it doesn't look as good to me as the previous generation 5 Series. So I could probably knock it a little for, just design wise. That being said, it does have the in performance hues that I think look good. The blue brake calipers kind of set it off. The black wheels, carbon fiber, all those things that this car has been optioned with do make it look a little less like a Toyota Camry. But I can tell you, behind the wheel, there is no Camry about this car. This car is full bore performance car. So see, it'll let you drift it. It's very cool. Well, that's about all that I want to say about the M550i. Thanks for tuning in to my channel and helping me grow this thing. It's a passion of mine, and you're a part of it, so thank you for that. Before I do let you go, I do want to show you how it sounds, so stay tuned.